What's going on, wrestling fans? Welcome to episode 245 of the Dumb Horse Podcast. What do you want? Fellas, how are you feeling on this hot ass week?
It's a hot ass week for sure.
You know what? We appreciate you, DJ. We appreciate you out there on the grind, coming in, staying live, in and out on work. Hey, connect to your Bluetooth speakers at work if you have them, and just let the podcast play for everybody.
Broadcast.
Yeah. We're in Pittsburgh, so we don't have an NBA team here. So
last thing
not a basketball town other than college.
And I know I'm officially old because I knew one player in this entire draft that got drafted. Cooper Flagg. That's it. And that's just because he's the next great white hype. Outside of Larry Bird, ain't a white man coming to the league with this type of style, this type of swagger, and I can't believe I'm giving positive reviews to a Duke player. I hope he's a bust.
Nah, NBA ain't gonna let that happen. That's why they got rid of Luka.
Yeah, I hope he's a bust.
He's gonna be the new face of the league.
Now, if he went to North Carolina, it'd be a different story. I'd already have the class. I would have the flag gear ready to go. But he went to Duke, so yeah, that heat was outrageous. Like outrageous.
I couldn't take it. I slept in the living room for 2 days.
Bro, I got in the car the one day and it read 123 degrees.
Damn.
123.
I don't know if I'm the only one that thinks like this. You ever be so hot you feel you might die in your sleep?
Yeah.
That's how I feel every time. I'm surprised I woke up. That's how hot it's been. It is crazy.
Truth.
Bring on the winter.
Get that AC, bro. Gotta get the AC.
I did. Thanks to the cousin down below me. Hooked me up with one. So I got two, one upstairs and one downstairs now.
Yeah.
In this kind of heat, I don't even go outside. So
you can't. There's nothing you can do. There's
I don't know
literally
what's been
nothing you
happening
can
in
do.
the world. Just been going to work and coming straight home.
It was 83 degrees at 6:30 in the morning. It don't even make sense. Like, how's that even possible?
Yep. I'm just enjoying the AC at work, then the AC in the car, and then the AC at home. That's it. That's it. Yep. So hey, whatever's going on outside, that's their problem, not mine.
Yeah, but we're here. We made it.
So before we hop in these Mount Rushmores and mushes, your boys went out on an outing last weekend to TNA as a group. Anybody want to reflect on their experience? It's been a while. I think the last one we did all together was AEW in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. We're definitely dumb marks because we did not record any of the material while we were out there for
we were having fun.
We sucked. So,
didn't take a single picture as a group. Didn't do nothing.
We didn't do nothing. This show officially is the worst show ever. We are definitely not worthy of even having a show if we're not going to put out content from us being out and about in the streets. We could have did it from the time we left the house to the time we got back. It was content gold all over the place.
We were there plenty of time, over an hour before the show started.
Yep. Had wings. Stopped.
Yeah, we had to walk around Walmart so Jason could buy bags of candy and stuff them in his pockets to sneak into the show. So
they got through.
It was like empty your pockets. Now I was trying to rustle through and pull out everything that wasn't candy.
And he got through.
They hit him up like TSA. No.
That one concession line was no joke the entire night. So that was a good plan to plan ahead.
Yeah.
It was literally one concession stand.
And the small concession stand. They didn't have the larger.
Yeah, they had the big one open.
Yeah.
Weird.
But no, I mean, look, overall, it was a great night. Solid wrestling.
It was. Yep.
Crowd was into it. Got to see some individuals get signed, so that was always good. Seeing dreams come true live and in person for two talents. All gas, no brakes, squeeze, ready to go. I'll be in attendance for the marathon that is Monday night this coming week. So
Steve is definitely on the outing, so he's going to give it the experience between both next week.
Yeah, I think 5:30. Raw starts at 6.
Yep.
So
special start time is 6 o'clock for everyone.
Tell me if you stay the whole night.
Yeah, be there.
That's
I
crazy.
guess that's like we're wrapped up and out the building by 11. I don't know if that's due to contractual situations with the venue or what, but which is odd because I was at a concert down there a couple months ago and that went to like 11:30, quarter to 12. So I don't think that there's a time limit per se, but they are taping SmackDown, which goes back to 2 hours. That was officially announced last night. So July 4th SmackDown is taped here in the Berg, and it'll be a 2-hour show. So double dip of professional wrestling on Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought, like I said, overall great show. Some surprises. It's interesting whenever you go to a company that tapes, because you don't know when certain things that are taped are going to air.
Yeah,
it wasn't a straight tape show based on what we saw. There was some turns back, right? It was like, whoa, what are we doing? You just came out here and turned earlier. Now you're coming back out with the original. Like, what's happening?
Some segments had Slammiversaries this Sunday, then the next one graphic was down. So yeah, everything. It's good for spoilers, so you can't just spoil an entire show. But
right.
So how many shows did we watch in total? 3.
Well, we watched Explosion and probably 2 episodes of Impact.
Okay.
Yeah, it felt just like 2. As you can tell by the board changing,
Because the night before they tape usually 2, but doesn't mean that it might not be spread out over 3 weeks or something too.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that'll be on the Go Home show, the Slammiversary, that we got to see live. So that was good. I'm not one to report spoilers, so I won't ruin things for people, but. Some stuff we discussed on the show last week based off of Impact's outing that became clear, and they're doing the right thing in those regards. Some other things I'm interested to see where they go moving forward, and it was definitely nice to see. Now the crowd was fickle for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of switch ups. And I know Yins are on here talking about main event Jey Uso. Talking about being just an entrance. However, he did get another 4-star match. It's like his 4th of the year. So for the Yins Can't Wrestle crowd, fuck it. If you rely on ratings per se, but yeah, there's a certain somebody that came out that it's like, oh, he's all entrance. It's an infectious entrance when you're there live. It's kind of hard not to do.
Yeah,
There's a mark that's above me in the screen here. He was out there waving his hands from side to side with a certain somebody. Look at this mark. He's out there.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Marking it up.
I saw another Mark pull his phone out.
Yeah.
Again, just the entrance.
But,
entrance is top notch.
Yeah, those were 2 good, pretty good moments to be a part of, the Hendry and Trick Williams entrance. That was pretty.
Spoiler alert! There goes Jay. Just dropping names.
No spoilers, but
there's no spoilers. There are people on the roster.
Yeah.
People on the roster.
Yeah, Jason got to see a double dose of the Hardy Brothers, so that was his greatest moment of the night.
My God. No.
But I can tell you one thing: at that arena we were at, man, those seats were tight.
Yeah.
Look,
Jason couldn't take his phone out at all.
Jason couldn't feel the right side of his body.
Man,
let's just say when you go to a sporting event, if you don't buy the seats with the people that you're going to, you run the risk of having somebody sit next to you that can be problematic. We all know the horror stories of wrestling shows.
Yeah.
We people are adverse to hygiene practices. There's a lot of big back individuals out there. But hey, for what it is, outside of Jason's situation, we was tucked in there. Like we, you know.
I mean, y'all had leg room too. My leg was dead like halfway through the show. I could not
pause.
I couldn't get up and stretch. I couldn't do nothing. Like if you ain't got cushion seats in 2025, I'm not going. That's the new rule.
Yeah, those floor seats, we gotta do them next time.
Yeah. So and that shoulder to shoulder, I can't get with it. Yeah. Sign me up for plays. The ballroom, the orchestra. Sign me up for that shit. I'll be there.
Literally the ballroom.
Yeah, but overall, I enjoyed it a lot. The TNA because I'd never been to a TNA event, so this was my first one, and I really enjoyed it. It was something completely different that AEW and WWE put on for me.
Yeah.
So
it was nice. Ran into my cousin out there and his buddy, and thinking back to when he was little, me and Chris took him to his first show, which was a TNA show out at the Ross Straver Ice Gardens. But back then they had the wrestler set up beforehand, and you got the profile booklet, and you just went through and everybody signed their page. So like he left there happy as all can be because he had all these autographs and everything else. And then to see him come all these years later and mark out again to get a picture with his favorite wrestler, it was cool. So glad to see that, made me feel old as shit though.
Oh, definitely.
Old as hell. But hopefully TNA enjoyed their time here and they'll come back to the Berg.
Oh, please.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So
maybe a different venue. I like the setup with them chairs, but just it's a no-go for me.
Yeah. Different seats next time.
Yeah. So
let's hop into these Mount Rushmores and mushes of the week. Let's start with the lows. Going with the mush. Anybody want to kick it off?
I'll go. The end of AEW, when everybody was rallying around Hangman, it just took me back to everybody rallying around Lex Luger whenever he was fighting the NWO, and it just put a bad taste in my mouth. It really did. It just put an ultimate bad taste in my mouth. I was like,
so
you
Hangman's
know what?
Not winning.
I was like, you know what? I am just sick of this shit. It's just straight copy and paste with their whole thing. I'm just tired of it.
Everybody's cookie cutter right now. It feels like.
Yeah, it was just like, okay, like here we go. Like WCW coming to the rescue for Lex Luger. After he just got his ass whooped by Hogan and the NWO, it looked the exact same way.
Or you could say whenever Lex Luger got attacked by Yokozuna and all his cronies, and then everybody came to Luger's rescue.
Yeah. AEW's about to be on the house. Really.
I haven't for me.
I haven't missed it the past few weeks. At all.
It was on Wednesday. It was more background noise for me Wednesday. Couple things I liked, couple things I didn't like. I wasn't necessarily bothered by it, but at the same time, it's just like, how is this doing anything to further the story to get me invested for Heyman versus Moxley? Moxley's cutting the same promos that he's been cutting,
which is nothing.
Hangman, it's the opposite of how he wrestles whenever he's in the ring. So it's like your words don't match your style as a heel champion. Hangman doesn't need sympathy. He's already the over babyface. Like the redemption arc is already there. So like you strapping him up and being choked out by a chain. I don't necessarily need that to get more sympathy on Hangman. Just for the Ops and Ospreay to run in. Swerve couldn't come because he got kicked out of the building earlier in the night. And it's like, and if you're doing that now, you still have 16, 15, 14 days until the pay-per-view. So, like, what are you going to do for your go-home edition?
It's just like every week it's the same stuff. Somebody's getting beat down. Somebody's getting beat down. Somebody's getting beat down.
I mean, I guess I got more sympathy because the Young Bucks EVP triggered him to the face. I don't know. Pause. I guess. I don't know.
Oh man.
Yeah, Taekwon. I might have downloaded the wrong AEW. The one I watched might have been more entertaining though. We'll see. So,
mine's is, of course, Seth pointed out on Monday, which could have been my Mount Rushmore with his promo from "What do you want?" It's the fans, the fickle fans. We saw it. At least saw it live at TNA. You see it every week. You're chanting, "We want the tables and the ladder," or "We want tables and regular matches." I hate.
You saw it again last night in Riyadh.
Yeah, and that's overseas.
Yeah, that fickle crowd was like they were turning faster than Big Show in the early 2000s.
CM Punk got booed earlier, cheered on the show. What do we want?
They literally said Cena sucks the entire time he got in the ring, and then cheered him as soon as he started talking.
Everything's a catchphrase. As long as you can sing along to it, that's all it is. I hate fans.
Yeah, it's what they do.
But I mean, we talked about it before last week and a couple other times, just with the fickleness. But it's really hard when crowds are doing that. It's really hard, no matter how good the talent is, because I think what Seth did on Monday night is perfectly plays into it. Is just call it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're not good guys.
Yeah.
We're not.
You sing me out here every weekend.
Yeah, like, I'm not a good guy. Stop singing my damn song. They need to change the music is what they need to do.
Yeah.
You cut the music off, you eliminate half the problem.
True.
Exactly.
We talked about that years ago whenever Jericho turned heel and everybody was singing Judas still. It made no sense.
Yeah.
Like at TNA, we had the hometown man chants all throughout the show. Now I wonder how they plays out, how the TV show plays out. Because
I hate that. I hated that on Saturday night because while the gimmick is fantastic,
very,
but the fact that it took over the next 3 segments, and he wasn't even out there. I mean, good for him, but like, come on, dude, you're ruining the show for the other talent that are out there doing what they need to do in the following segments.
Who was it? Was it Moose that was talking, and then the crowd kept doing the what chants?
Yeah.
Like,
you had
JC, come on.
You had JC and Marsha talking, and you got the hometown chants. Is like
made no sense at all.
Yeah. Then I wonder how the episodes play out in order. You get like hometown chants on a show he wasn't even on.
At least with it being pre-taped, might mute it out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My mush is WWE for spoiling Julia winning the United States Championship.
Yep. Yes.
Did they do it?
You tweet that out from the official WWE account.
Yeah.
Hey, tune in to SmackDown tonight to watch Julia capture the U.S. title with a picture of her holding the title. Why? Like, what type of Tony Schiavone? Hey, change the channel. Mankind is winning. Like, are you doing?
I didn't know they did it. I seen a lot of wrestling pages do it. I'm like,
no, they themselves did it.
Okay, so that's a tough situation to be in whenever the rest of the world on Netflix is watching it live and the US is on tape delay.
But you still don't need to spoil it yourself. The spoilers are going to get out there from other, like.
But is it?
Why are you doing it?
Yeah,
I mean, if they were doing,
trying to get ahead of it.
If they were doing like the entire show, like that, the show was live, just not here in the US, that would have made more sense.
And then why are you tape delaying if everybody else is live?
USA. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Because I was looking forward to that match, and then I seen him with the title, and I was
I'm like, thanks.
I was like, okay, thanks. No point in me watching.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, so I didn't watch. I just this morning.
I think my gripe is the fact that it was a title change that spoiled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, and not seeing it for what it was. Like, I feel like that's an injustice to Julia because that's a moment for her that should have been seen live everywhere. But you did it in Saudi on a tape delay. It just makes no sense to pull the trigger there. Like, why do it then?
Could have done on Night of Champions and actually had another title match.
Well, that's the other. I mean, that's the other combination. Into this. I don't know, Chris, if that was going to be your mush, but
No,
like,
Okay.
you have
that's
two
everybody
title
mush.
matches.
Yeah.
2 title matches on Night of Champions. This is worse than Battle of the Belts. At least they had belts defended. Now, it wasn't going to change hands, but at least every match was a title match.
Yeah. If you were going to do this, just call it King of the Ring again.
Yeah.
You could have had that on there. You could have put the tag match.
You could have put all of them.
Well, that was almost my mush too, because you just completely ruined that for no reason. That did nobody no favors.
I fell asleep when it
Did
happened.
the Wyatt Six no favors? Did the Street Profits no favors? And everybody else that came in to stop the Wyatt Six from winning the belts, it did them no favors.
Yes.
So yeah,
Trash.
WWE not just I don't know, very questionable decision making in those regards. It's and it may be me nitpicking, but like again,
No, that's not nitpicking.
Creatively across the board, it's bad.
yeah, Night of Champions. Oh, we only have 2 title matches.
When you get free away on TV.
Night of Champions weekend.
Yeah, I mean, if you change it to Weekend of Champions, then okay, it makes sense. But
yeah, I was going through the card yesterday. I was like, this doesn't make any sense at all. To quote Steve, what are we doing?
no, it's like Survivor Series with no It's like Survivor Series with no Survivor matches on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just a regular pay-per-view.
Stupid.
Chris, who you got?
I thought last Saturday I had it, but yesterday my mind got changed because of 2 things he did. I'm giving it to CM Punk.
Are you
Coming out first, tucking his tail between his legs to apologize to the Saudi crowd just because you're getting paid. And then the segment on SmackDown. Did not enjoy that at all.
what?
No. That was terrible.
I didn't, but I did.
Like, I get it was supposed to be stupid, but Kurt Angle's was so much better than CM Punk last night. That just made no sense whatsoever.
It made complete sense.
Like, I get it coming off of last week, but it didn't deliver for me. Terrible segment. Like, so 2 things with him. I was just like, oh, that trumps what I had all week. But
It was a little odd because it didn't land with the crowd with me for half the stuff.
it wasn't even the crowd involvement.
Yeah, I still enjoyed it. That's something you got to memorize. You can't just go out there and freestyle or just talk it off the cuff.
Yeah.
Cena wrote it.
Yeah, it was not good.
Here's what I want you to say about me, man.
I mean, it's your mush, but
Any other mushes before we get on over to our Mount Rushmores?
Why does Trent Beretta still have a job?
What happened with Trent?
Oh, just doing this thing he always do. Ultimate jobber. Why are you on TV?
Probably to be jobber.
Yes, he was. Yeah, jobber to Ibushi. Mm-hmm.
Hey, he getting paid.
Yeah, jobbers get paychecks too.
Let me get this man out of my face.
That's a problem that AEW has too. Ibushi's been out for how long? Almost damn near feels like 2 years.
Yeah, they said 1.5 years.
You bring him back and you just because it's for the sickos, you automatically rely on all the previous history, but don't explain none of it. So if he's coming back as Kenny's friend and stepping up to Okada and everything else, like you're relying on people to know stuff that happened 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. You're not explaining anything. If I'm brand new turning in, I'm like, who the hell is this guy? And why is he stepping up to Okada? They laid out none of that. It's just, oh, Ibushi's back, and you're just automatically supposed to know everything.
Cater to your diehards. All right, let's head on over to our Mount Rushmores. Anybody want to kick it off?
Now, I might change mine and put Chris on my mush for that stupid ass take.
Hey, you enjoyed it? Congratulations, you enjoyed it. But there was not once, the whole segment, I wasted 10 minutes of my time with that.
It's the greatest 10 minutes of my life. I rewatched it again this morning.
That was the greatest 10 minutes of your life? Might have to feel bad for your life if that was the best 10 minutes. I'll kick it off. I'm going to give it this week, since it was officially the debut, to Cedric Alexander debuting in TNA. We got to see him wrestle this past week. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing what he brings to TNA in the coming weeks.
Are you surprised he signed with TNA with everything that was being talked about with him with AEW and the Hurt Syndicate?
I was at first, but I think TNA will be a good spot for him. With some of their roster moves lately, I think, you know, there's a spot available for him right now.
See, I'd have thought, based on TNA's relationship with WWE, he would want to get as far away from them as possible.
Not everybody does get used on WWE, though. Doesn't mean it's definitely gonna happen.
I like the move for him because I think AEW's doing nothing with the Hurt Syndicate.
Exactly.
They're really not.
Make a name for himself. And where do you put him in this Bobby and Chellen's tag?
Yeah, it seemed like the Hurt Syndicate is just a stepping stone for MJF again, for something.
Yeah. And then MJF debuted back on MLW last night, which kind of caught me off guard.
You turned him from an attraction to an accessory.
That was a really well done surprise. Having him show up in MLW again. Like, that's Forbidden Door surprises done right. You don't often get those in wrestling anymore.
Yeah.
True.
So the fact that it was holy shit, MJF's back in MLW, like it did what it needed to do. It got MLW buzz, and MLW had a good showing on Thursday, or was it Thursday night or Wednesday? Can't remember what night it aired. But between MJF showing up, Chris, you're not gonna like this, but Dijak and Bishop Dyer, aka Baron Corbin, new tag team champions. The Skyscrapers, bringing back the Skyscrapers into professional wrestling.
Saw them, saw Riddle still the champ. I was like, I don't need to watch MLW anymore.
Their finish was great though, because it's the opposite of what Skyscrapers. Baron Corbin hit a Death Valley Driver and Dijak hit a moonsault, and like it was a comedy.
Name straight out of the 80s. Like
straight 80s. Get the Skyscrapers versus the Outrunners ASAP. ASAP.
Match of the year.
Hands down.
I am slapping. It was Seth in his promo for calling out the fans and then pointing out that he is the reason, claiming himself the reason for these things to exist, like the belts. He's the first ever NXT champion, first ever world champion. But then Cody and Jay had a match, and to me, that delivered on all cylinders for me. That was a real good match. Told a story. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Yeah, it definitely shut up the Jay Can't Wrestle crowd.
Yeah, definitely. But one of his best matches for me.
Yeah, and they kept it babyface versus babyface the entire time, which is really hard to do when you get two faces in the ring.
Yes.
Like, it's extremely hard to do. Both got their shit in. Both had moments. It kept me, even though I knew what the outcome was going to be, while I was watching it, I had doubts, and I really thought Jay was going to win.
See, I didn't know with these four or these four matches that came up. I didn't know who was going to win. I was expecting Sammy and Jay. Yeah, I was expecting Sammy and Jay to go, and then that's where you get the turn.
Yeah, I don't want Cody and Randy just to be a blowout for King of the Ring.
Yeah,
there's too much history there for that just to be the first time they square up with each other.
Oh. Is that because he's always slapping the leg, Ty?
That's hate. That's hate. But yeah, no, Jay, that was a very good match in ring wise this week. That was definitely on Mount Rushmore side of things for sure.
Remember last week you were talking about you had issues with King of the Ring? You gonna hold off on that, or you still want
to? I want to see how the finals go. Because I got a feeling it's going to be Cody and Cena running it back at SummerSlam. And maybe this is where the title change happens, and then Cena can switch back to babyface Cena for the last couple months.
Is Cody on SmackDown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Randy's on Raw.
Orton's on SmackDown too.
Oh, so they're both SmackDown.
Yeah, Jimmy and Sammy were Raw.
That is right. And you get your respective. Okay, I was confused. I thought it was going to always end up SmackDown versus Raw at the end. No, okay.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Yeah. It'll be interesting because, I mean, unless, I don't know who Gunther will face at SummerSlam. But to me, that's like a cash in waiting to happen. He's going to cash in on Gunther. Or
you mean Goldberg will fight at SummerSlam?
Or spoiler alert, what if Sammy and Gunther is the match at SummerSlam? Sammy beats Gunther and Seth immediately cashes it on him.
Pull off the Daniel Bryan situation.
Hey, you finally got your world championship.
Mm-hmm. You would get a pop for Sammy, and then should be immediate heat on Seth.
Yeah.
Based on the babyface that Sammy is. So I don't know if they'll go that route, but if I'm booking SummerSlam, that's what I'm doing.
Man, you're forgetting Goldberg at Saturday night's main event.
Goldberg is not winning shit. The man needed 7 stem cell transplants in order to walk to the ring the other night. You think he's going to do anything?
There's your
Karrion Kross is the thing, Taquan. Okay? Over like Rover. Came out to a huge pop at the press conference. He's going to win today. He'll beat Sammy.
I'm hoping for you. Steve.
But yeah, that's what I would do from the Raw side of things for SummerSlam. And have Cena and Cody running back night 2. Looking into the future.
Who's up next on the Mount Rushmore?
For me, mine was Jasper Troy coming out and interrupting Oba and Uemura.
That was your mush?
Rushmore.
Oh, Rushmore.
No, my mush was AEW.
Oh, yeah,
I hate that splash move people do when they run out and jump whole body into you, but he pulled it off good. He sold it right. So,
you talk about putting a rocket on somebody brand new.
Yeah.
And he's delivered so far.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't seemed out of place to me.
I just like it because he's young talent coming up through the system. Hey, I'm calling out the top dog. Let's get that meat on meat match again.
Pause.
My only issue is you can't be all black with the chains and the grunge and have PSD underwear on. Like every time you step out green, I'm trying to see purple and lime green. Aesthetic underwear Come on, man.
I don't even know.
That's what you noticed? The man's dry.
You got to go gimmick head to toe, man.
And we're not even in the quad box that has the AI stuff for clips to go viral after the show. We're in the regular quad box. So that there goes it's not gonna get traffic, even though it should. This dude noticing draws.
Draws. I can't even follow up on that.
I'm interested to see what they do with him. But yeah, like you said, strap a rocket to his back.
Mm-hmm.
I feel a lot better about him versus the female that won in LFG season 1. I forget her name because I didn't watch LFG.
Tyra May Steele.
She had one match and that was it.
Yeah, Tyra May Steele.
But yeah,
it comes down to champion gimmick, the Olympic gimmick, just a bit.
My Mount Rushmore this week, Cody and Jay were high up there. The Kyle versus Kyle match on Collision was up there. But I'm going for good old school promos this week. Started last Saturday on Collision with Toni Storm. I don't know if we're getting a Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego gimmick out of her right now as the next iteration of Timeless, but that spotlight promo she had on Collision on Saturday was fantastic. Gunther's promo on Monday night for Goldberg was fantastic. Mercedes' response promo to Tony on Collision Thursday night was fantastic. And then Tony followed that up with a quick backstage promo that was fantastic. And then they capped it off last night with Cena and Punk in the Word Life parody that Chris absolutely hated. So promos. Talk me into the building. And, you know.
Steve actually saying something good about AEW here.
Yeah. No, there was stuff that I enjoyed this week in AEW. There really was. I immediately want to see Tony and Mercedes. I'm sold.
It does seem like promos are starting to make a comeback. The creative is getting terrible, but the promos are coming back.
Start taking classes again.
Yeah, Mercedes and Tony. I was all in on Mercedes versus Athena for All In, no pun intended. But after 3 promos, I immediately want to see Mercedes and Tony. The beatdown, the way she jumped there to kick off the show, like, yeah. So
I've seen a lot of people talking that they feel that should be the main event of All In.
It should
be.
You'll get more.
You know, you can. You have WCW versus you got WCW versus NWO the main event.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want me to give you my spoiler for All In?
Yeah.
Or wait until we do predictions?
I don't know. The way Beast Mordos is trending, he might be in the main event.
Oh, he's gonna get the main event.
The main event on two shows.
Still my mush from
last week. That came out.
If so, AEW from a women's division perspective, because they're gonna debut AEW women's tag titles. It's coming. It's gonna be a thing. Outside of Mercedes and Tony, have they done anything to book women strongly?
No.
Do you even have a women's division?
No.
Because you had Tony and Mariah May carry it for a year. Mercedes has been the TBS champion for how long? And she hasn't had a true feud, I feel like, since Willow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's nobody else that you've elevated.
No.
To me, Bane's not ready, but you have Willow and Statlander, but you're just jamming them in this Death Rider story. They can do something.
You had Bane, and then you did nothing with her.
If Shafir's never going to have a match, get women out of that storyline.
No, you're going to have Shafir and Statlander team up, and that'll be the tag team for the women's for the tag team division in women. Like I can name off the teams that they're going to have.
Yeah,
They were pushing Harley for a minute, and then of course with her injury, that went out. But
just got a bunch of singles wrestlers together who's been together for a while, like Julia and Sky Blue. There you go.
That's every women's tag division. The TNA does it, and WWE does it. Now AEW is going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's rare that you have women come in a true tag team format anymore. Like you had the Inspiration / the Iconics.
Cadence and Katana.
They were single before they got paired up though.
Okay.
Like how many legitimate women's tag teams have we seen? And across all promotions.
Yeah.
You have the Inspiration and Iconics and the Tonga Twins. Like outside of that, I can't think of another women's tag team that weren't singles that were put together.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think back too, man.
Yeah.
So I mean, like if you're gonna do it, fine, but like let's have some actual tag teams. Like, do I think Megan Baines should be stuck in a tag team in AEW? Absolutely not. No. You know, Ty Mello and Anna Jay. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
I feel like they're on a bloodline run where you might as well even sniff that title. Either of those titles, TBS or the main title. Those be locked up for a while.
But like there's a serious issue when you have Mercedes and Tony, and then what? And then who?
Yeah.
Who's viable? Who have you built up?
You don't even use properly.
You got Thunder Rosa wrestling Athena at All In or at Ring of Honor. And that's not even a match that you should have did. If you're going to have Athena drop the belt, it shouldn't be the Thunder Rosa. It should be the Billy Starks, who's been the minion in training for damn near all of Athena's run. That's a story right there.
You might have to blow the dust off.
They're not bringing her back. She will not make another appearance in AEW. Her contract will run out. She will sign with WWE. She's busy cutting DraftKings promos right now for DraftKings. That's it.
Yeah.
Still making the money.
Yeah, paid she's running her dentist clinic and she's getting a paycheck every other week. Oh. But like really, like look back at what AEW, where the women's division was at one point in time. You had legit 4 to 5, maybe even 6 people. Now it's 2 women and that's it.
What is Sheeta doing? I haven't seen Sheeta in.
Sheeta has visa issues, so she's over in Japan. She can't come back yet.
That'd be a good surprise.
For who?
I put her against Mariah, against Tony. Take it off Tony.
I don't like. It's been a while. Like I don't know. I mean, Kenny Omega's taking care of her cat because she had to go back to Japan. He's been gone that long. Like he's cat sitting.
Before we get into these predictions, I have another mush. Wrestlers as athletes. Watching videos from these Fanatic Fests. These boys suck in every other sport but wrestling. I've watched people, Cody Rhodes shooting jump shots, Rhea throwing a baseball. Man, I thought that was like standard practice.
Now, wait, pause, because Cody Rhodes was a state title wrestling champion in amateur wrestling. So you can't say he sucked in all sports. That wrestling is a sport.
Anything
not pro wrestling, actual wrestling.
Yeah, I thought the jump shot was something everybody had.
No. Hell no. Everybody don't got a jump shot. Chris never had a jump shot in his life. You may have like a baby hook, but you ain't got no jump shot. And you live up the hill from a basketball court.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I have a shot.
No, you don't.
And I don't play basketball.
Hot shots from back in the day does not count where you just flick your finger. Oh.
I do have that, yes. And I did do that. I did do that for the high score, and I have it.
Hot shots or flicking the finger?
Pick that mouse.
Somebody beat my high score on there, I'll just go to the next day and be like,
yeah.
The high score.
Nah, but that's not true. Not all wrestlers are terrible athletes. I mean, Lash Legend was All-American in basketball in the SEC. Like,
no, but some of these people, like, I'd expect at least a jump shot.
nah.
Throw a baseball.
Seen him play football. Like, a lot of these guys are football players. That Trick was a football player. Oboe football player.
Dwayne.
That's
But you would think you would get more basketball players because of the footwork aspect of pro wrestling.
They don't like
think
getting
that would
hit.
help
That's why they quit
transition
football.
over? But
They don't like getting hit. That's why they quit football.
I just love the fact that Cena went out there and made a mockery of everything. Like, he wasn't trying.
no.
He was just absolutely making a mockery of every single
Like
thing
showing up
that
on your
he
last day
had
of work.
to do.
Last one of these I got to do.
That's him. He knows.
Yeah, and no, you know
He
what
knows
I
the
could,
business.
you know what I could do without a Fanatics Fest? Celebrities or former athletes coming out and trying to do entrances. Tom Brady looked just absolutely completely out of place out there.
Yes.
And then after he ripped up an already torn Eli Manning jersey, you want to talk about a prop. That was worse than Hogan tearing his t-shirt before he came out at WrestleMania 3. Eli Manning ran down to try to attack him and jumped on his back like a Jansport. That's not how you do a proper attack. You don't hop on somebody like a spider monkey. What are you doing?
You have two
Take
people
a
with the least
chair out
charisma.
there. You take a chair to the back of Tom
Or it's
Brady.
what is it? The forearm to the back of the head.
Yeah.
You have two people with the least charisma trying to pull off a wrestling entrance.
Yeah, you hopped on his back like we're about to do the potato sack race. Like, what are we doing?
They
Come
might
on,
have did
Dad.
that too.
Come on, Dad. Let's get on.
Yeah. Kevin Hart just looked ridiculous out there trying to do Cody Rhodes' entrance. Like,
Bet you Peyton Manning could have pulled it off. I didn't watch Fanatics, so I don't care about that stuff.
and don't you ever disparagingly say that mommy is not good at something ever again in your life.
Did you see her? You see her throw a ball?
Yeah, she threw a football into the goal, into the basket 3 straight times in a row.
I mean, she got it there, but the form.
Don't matter. It was completed. There was a spiral on it. Don't matter the form. She grew up in Australia. They play rugby. They throw the ball behind them. They don't throw forward passes. Everything's behind. No, they're not doing forward passes in Australia.
Was that the Mr. Perfect supercut?
I've never seen more.
Damn, he's perfect.
I like it.
I didn't know we'd be on here debating Fanatics Fest.
It showed up on Jason's Instagram timeline. So.
Yeah, of course it did. Predictions.
All right, let's get into this one first. He's got 6 matches today on the card.
Ooh.
Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross.
Karrion Kross, anything else is just a criminal at this point.
I'm with
If
Steve.
you're going to actually put him on the card and you have him lose, he might as well just let his contract expire and leave at the end of July.
This is talking right now.
Oh, 1,000%. And they put new merch on the store for him? Nah, don't have him go out there. No.
I'm with Steve. If you're not doing anything with Karrion Kross by now, what's the point?
What was that shirt where Jericho teamed up with somebody? They put a shirt out and he broke up the next week.
Y2 AJ?
Yeah, AJ.
Yeah,
Styles. Well, they did it with Killings, the Braun Cena stuff, and then
No.
Well, now it's back up. You can get
he's back up now, but before it was
Give me Sammy. I just don't think you're going across his favor.
I'm with you, Jason. Karrion should win, but especially if Sammy's going to get a title shot coming up, Sammy's winning here.
That's what it looks like. Not to go with your heart.
Now, if this is Daniel Bryan, Chris will always vote with his heart, so he wouldn't say Daniel Bryan. He's still waiting for Daniel Bryan to win a Royal Rumble, and he ain't been in WWE in how many years?
He's a 5-time Rumble winner. Chris is.
He's going to show up and be a surprise entrant in another couple of years. Since that contract's up, surprise entrant.
Yeah. Talking about I just vote with my heart. Chris picked Seth Rollins in everything. Locks don't matter. It's Seth Rollins. That's what Chris does.
Did you see him at Fanatics Fest? Crushing it.
Yeah.
Street fight between Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez.
Mommy.
This seems completely out of place for the venue and where they're at.
I don't know why you booked this and you just had a last man standing match with
Tiffany and Nia,
Right.
which was very good.
You want to know why they're doing this? Slim Jim table spot.
Slim Jim table spot, yeah.
Did they have Slim Jim tables? They didn't have Slim Jim on tables last night.
No, they didn't.
Or maybe they used so many.
Because they only bought over by so many.
They went through like 5 tables. So.
We'll be back tonight. Got to do that JOB on the PPV.
Mommy.
Yeah, give me. This could be a better booked feud, but give me Mommy.
I mean, their NXT feud was fantastic.
Yep.
Like,
I mean, they're friends that are going to go out there and have a good time in the ring.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And Raquel's not dropping the tag team title, so like doing this one-off singles match makes no sense other than what?
Until Liv come back.
You could have had Julia and Zelina do this. It's
In
a title
match.
Yep.
When me and Steve agree on something, you know something's fucked up. Moving on, we'll go to the U.S. Championship. Jacob versus Solo.
Jacob Fatu is over worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
I told you, I'm not hopping off the Fatu train. He's your Royal Rumble winner. He's your champion at WrestleMania next year. I said it at Mania this year. I'm going to continue to say it. Fatu. Now, we may have a debut tonight because he was spotted backstage. So, yeah.
Okay.
But he's been backstage the last 2 weeks. And
Is that what he's going by?
The Dwayne.
Wayne will take that Saudi money. Don't worry.
I got Jacob.
I didn't think that they would run this match this early. I thought they was going to wait for it the first time at SummerSlam. But Fatu.
They'll probably run the tag at SummerSlam.
Why not?
I don't know why, but Jimmy slapping news Solo popped me last night. I ain't never had a younger brother smack around, but that popped me. But give me Jacob.
Yeah, I agree with you, Donald. I'm surprised they gave this one to us so early this summer. Felt like it was definitely a SummerSlam match, especially with a 2-night SummerSlam. But yeah, Jacob ain't losing. All right, let's get into these final matches. We'll kick things off with the Queen of the Ring, Asuka versus Jade. Who wants to go?
I've been going back and forth on this.
Look, Jade's winning this. She's winning at SummerSlam. You could also the scenario I threw out there with Sammy and Gunther and Seth cash in. You can also do Jade winning and Naomi cash in directly on Jade, so that sets up them to feud through Survivor Series.
Like that.
So you could run that angle there as well. I hate, even though Jay getting a push is Jay getting a push, but I hate the fact that Asuka is losing this.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Because Asuka for me is there's few women in ring wise that I put over Asuka, and to have her come back after being out for so long to just kind of put over Jade, makes sense in a way, but I just hate the fact that
It's her.
it's Asuka in this spot. But I'm going Jade. Even though she got booed last night. They booed her and Naomi last night. Wonder why. Because Bianca gets booed over there too. Wonder why.
Don't worry, they'll come back. They'll come back and get booed.
Put my finger on why.
So,
Yeah,
so let's do the match over there. I'm going with Jade. I think Jade makes the most sense here. But Steve, like what you were saying too, it's just like I hate to go against Asuka in a way, and an Asuka Io Sky match would be fantastic too. But yeah, Jade makes the most sense here.
My heart says Asuka, but I'm going with Jade. I think they were teasing something between Stephanie and Asuka. Just the way they booked those two together in that fatal four they had.
Okay.
So,
go with Jade. Yeah, Jade makes the most sense. In the way, just Asuka was just looking at Io's title. She don't need to win, to be guaranteed number one contender.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna run Io and Asuka at SummerSlam, sign me up for that. Because what have you done with Io's title reign? What are we doing?
Just Mania or win at Mania. That was it.
Yeah.
So we're all agreed on Jade. So Asuka's winning.
No, Jade, I'll stick by that.
Again, it makes the most sense, but
I mean, allegedly she was supposed to be champion going into WrestleMania if she didn't get hurt or have to go out for that extended period of time.
Yeah.
So say what you will about that rumor and innuendo, but
Steve's finally getting his match. Not for the title, but Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes is finally happening a year later.
Yeah, I hate the fact that they're running this in this spot. It was there on a silver platter, and for basketball reasons, it just never came to fruition. But to run it here, unless this leads to a bigger feud, which it can't, because I was going to say, like, if you get Cody to win and that causes Randy to snap and cost Cody the title match at SummerSlam, then you have a Cody Orton feud set up through Survivor Series. I'm long-term booking today if you guys haven't figured that out by now. Okay?
We don't do logic here.
Okay? I'm setting up shows. You could do that. This should have been a title match. This should not be to get a title match.
Cody's demeanor is slowly changing, so that doesn't play anything to you?
Well, no. Cody said, they asked him, I forget who it was, but he said, I got about a year and a half left as a good guy.
Oh, okay.
There's only so much I can do as a good guy, and there's only so much time that the fans will like me.
Yeah.
So do we do the double turn with him and Cena? Cena turns back to a good guy. Cody becomes a bad guy.
I've been saying for how long Cody's a heel. He's been a heel. He was a heel when he was champ.
Cody said he was a heel in AEW.
His whole Kevin Owens run was him as a heel. Kevin was right. Great interview, by the way, with them two on What Do You Want to Talk About this week. If you haven't seen that, go
I just saw clips, but the clips I saw were really good.
Yeah, made me love Kevin Owens even more, and hope that when he does get his surgery next month, he eventually can come back in the ring. It's not sounding too good right now, but yeah, he was good this week.
Like that.
Mommy on Chris Van Vliet was good.
Yeah.
So, but I got Cody. Hogan must pose.
Cody.
Those versus resume check, though.
I got Cody. I do want to see him turn heel because I want to see that black hair come back.
Was that hair?
The hair, yeah.
Okay.
The black hair, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, Taquan. Wasn't a disagreement. Cody was wrong for partnering up with Roman. He deserved to get his ass whooped outside his bus. And you don't know what Cody said to him. He could have called him a Canadian bitch for all we know, and Kevin Owens socked him in the face after that. Or he could have said Canadian bacon sucks or maple syrup is trash. Like, whatever set him off, set him off. But Kevin Owens was right that entire time.
I'm going with Cody as well. I'm happy either one winning, but Cody's going to win.
If Cody does turn,
we already had Orton versus Cena, so we don't need to do that again.
If Cody does turn, who's the only guy? Because I'm thinking of one guy that he can go up against where he can clearly be defined as a heel.
LA Knight.
I don't think LA Knight could pull it off.
Okay. Main event.
You put Jacob in there?
It's CM Punk. It's CM Punk. That's the one and only babyface that Cody could go up against where the crowd would turn on him based on what he does. If we're talking traditional babyface heel rules from a crowd acceptance standpoint, not this bullshit we've been getting the last couple of weeks.
It's hard for me to have CM Punk as a heel, as a face in general, but I agree with you. How the fans will play out.
And they had their little backstage interaction. When was that? 2 weeks ago, where they both said, "Hey, eventually we got to quit dancing around and avoiding each other, and we got to square off." So
that's where you bring MJF in.
Young Bucks contract expire.
I mean, there were a lot of AEW references in that Cody and KO interview. They talked about Colt Cabana. They talked about the Young Bucks. They talked about a lot of people on there that
because it's not canon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I mean, Michael Cole gave Taz a shout out last night. Just saying.
That was in a different country, different frequency. So
technical difficulties, right?
Yep, exactly.
Everybody got a price. Anybody else need to go on here?
Nah.
Right. Undisputed Championship, Cena versus Punk. Cena's winning.
Summer Cena ain't over yet.
Yeah. Cena's winning here.
With a title shot to the head, like always.
Hope you pull it off right this time.
Travis Scott show up?
No. He'll never be back in WWE.
I heard he was done, yeah.
After he bounced on them for that tag match, and you wasted the main event of WrestleMania for a song, for a man to come out carrying a hardcore title.
Yeah, we need that title back too.
It's like
that's probably why
it's like Big Daddy. We wasted the good surprise on you.
That's why I'm still missing the celebrity in my DLC package.
Look, this is another one where it's like, why are we doing it?
Too early.
Cena and Orton. Why are you rushing it? I mean, you. I know you got 12 months, but you got some time to run some proper feuds to get to these title matches outside of just checking off the hit list for Cena on his farewell tour.
St. Louis. That was the only reason. I'm surprised they didn't wait for Chicago on this one.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to do it right, you would put it in Chicago.
But in my mind, CM Punk was the one that's supposed to take the belt off of Cena. In my mind, to go full circle, but it's not happening here. So I don't know how to get back to it. But
Hogan called up Triple H and was like, "Listen, this Night of Champions need a little bit of hot sauce. You got to put CM Punk versus John Cena."
And there you go. No title changes at all.
I was reconnecting that entire take, Jason, so I didn't hear a single word you said.
I don't remember what I just said.
CM Punk. He thought he was going to be the one to take the belt
yeah,
off.
CM Punk was in my mind was supposed to be always the one supposed to take the title off with John Cena, but I don't see it happening.
I legitimately think there is some truth to Cena saying that he's going to walk away as champion, and they're going to debut a new belt.
I don't think they'll do it, but I'm okay if they do it.
The WWE Unified Championship.
It's gonna be a three.
Does it go name it
They'll
that?
still be 2 titles. They'll be the
They're
unified
going to name
champion.
it that, the Unified Champ. It'll be the AEW Championship since we haven't seen it in a year.
It's gonna be labeled with some word that starts with U. We have unified, universal, undisputed. We got to go into the lexicon of U's in the dictionary and see what other words out there to describe a title.
Ultimate.
Yeah, the ultimate champion. That was Ultimate Warrior back in the day.
Ultimate Universe. I know they did Universal, but
Shit, I'm surprised New Day's not calling the tag team belts the unicorn titles.
not anymore.
I forgot they had the titles.
That's another SummerSlam spoiler match for you. The Usos versus New Day. There you go. Write it down. Chalk it up. It'll be here.
How many times is Usos tag champ?
I
11.
think it'll be 11.
They haven't held those titles yet, so
Give me Cena.
He's on SmackDown.
Give me Cena.
Get that draft.
Draft's coming up.
Are we all watching Night of Champions? Any expectations? Match of the night.
Match
Not
of the
watching
night.
Jade and Oscar.
Or match of the evening? Match of the
Match of the afternoon.
afternoon.
Match of the afternoon.
night for over there.
I'll go Cody Orton.
That's what I was leaning towards, Cody Orton. But yeah, give me Mommy and Raquel. Let them let go.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the street fight too.
Don't you pick one?
Yeah, I said Jade and Oscar.
Okay, that is right. All right, let's hop on into this debate. It was stolen from Steve. Well, Steve gave it to me, and this list is horrible. So I figured we could add some stuff of our own. The greatest non-wrestling moments in history. This came because Steve sent over the Woo Off, which is not on this list. Which should be on the list.
Not on this list.
Yes.
Top 20 list of non-wrestling moments. So this is, promos, backstage, etc., etc.
Everything.
And Ric Flair, Black Machismo, Jay Lethal, Ric Flair 2.0, Hood Edition is not on this list. That to me is number one. I will literally stop every single time I see that clip come up, whatever I'm doing, and watch it.
Definitely. Yes.
It doesn't get old.
No, it doesn't.
It's as good as it was however many years ago.
Yes.
The fact that they combine every Hall of Fame speech when there are some terrible ass Hall of Fame speeches.
I don't know. Everybody's mother loves their mother, or whoever. What Mr. T was saying. That's automatically coming off the list right there.
Yeah,
that's
you want to put in a Hall of Fame speech, okay?
Yeah,
not combine all of them.
But since we're just going off of what is on this list.
No, I mean, you can kick some stuff off and add what you want.
No, I mean there's 20 to go through, so I would, some things differently here.
Now, non-wrestling, that means that there is no fighting at all.
That's what I was wondering. No altercation at all.
Okay,
So
because there's some that are better. Like for me, Pillman 9mm should be up there.
So should
do they call the wrestling part that Stone Cold's beating up his bodyguards as wrestling?
So should the barbershop.
It's a good one.
I had that on here.
What about Macho and Jake the Snake, the Cobra?
The Cobra. But didn't that come after the end of a match?
That came at end of the match.
Yeah, it came after a match. Like
so third man.
What was Number 17, end of an era. Did they specify what that was? Because that was
It was just them at the top of the ramp, I do believe.
Okay.
But that was after a match.
Yeah, that match was end of an era. That's what it was called.
I mean, you got
Austin 316 was after a match.
Snooker, and Piper with the coconut.
Mm-hmm.
Andre ripping the chain off of Hogan. Papa Shango making Ultimate Warrior throw up.
Like, hold us one.
With a tear in my eye.
With a tear in my eye, but that's after a match.
After a match.
The four horsemen reuniting.
I says Steiner math. I think that's Flair returns to Nitro. I think that might be that one. Because he had been off of TV for a long time.
You could even have the $1 Million Man with the kid bouncing the ball and kicking the ball out from under him.
Like Baby J.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can see why they put SmackDown after 9/11 on there as number one for what it was and everything surrounding that, and literally happening right after, as being the first quote unquote event to be held.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of significance there.
I take
to
off
me,
Brett.
Owen is too low. So is the Eddie Guerrero show. Like, they got him tied at 8.
Get tied at 8, yeah.
Hogan Rock WrestleMania. Like,
Hogan Rock, Austin Rock. That shouldn't be on the list at all. I wouldn't put Warrior's final speech on there. They're taking on the whole thing of him having a speech and then dying after.
Yeah. Had he not passed away after that, I doubt that would have been on there.
Yeah. Rock challenges Hogan. I wouldn't have up there.
No.
I think Jericho's debut is too low.
They don't even have Jericho Rock against Stephanie and Booker.
Classic.
Yes.
Well, I mean, when you take fighting out of it, so is that why Booker and Stone Cold in the grocery store is not on here?
Yeah,
that was a good one.
There, that was.
Yeah,
Who put this list together?
Sportster.
Yeah. Trash.
Yeah. I'd have Austin 316 higher.
Where's
Kimono Want to Lay You dances atop the ECW arena? Where is that at?
Number 1.
Jericho 1,000 Holds promo.
That could be on this list.
That's a good one.
And it just seemed like everything on here is just straight WWE.
Except for Flair returning to Nitro.
WWE. Because they own it.
And Medusa trashes.
Yeah, Medusa trashes. Yeah.
Very biased.
Yeah. I mean, how about all the Stone Cold stuff back in ECW? All those promos you were doing.
It's not recognized.
Yeah, I just think they got the list wrong in general.
Yeah.
Any Hall of Fame speech. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Brett and Shawn making amends should not be number 3.
It shouldn't be on this list. I don't care.
No, it should
now,
be.
If you want to have Shawn, if you want to have Brett getting attacked at the Hall of Fame speech as number 1, I'm here for it.
I mean,
that's
shit,
wrestling.
Instead of Brett and Shawn making amends, you should have Vince saying Brett screwed Brett. That was a turning point.
Yeah.
That was the birth of the Mr. McMahon character right there.
Stone Cold stunning Vince at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. Austin getting arrested with Tyson in the ring.
The milk bath.
The milk bath.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of shit I take off.
That
stuff on. So,
with all the wrestling that's been out there too.
This is the only compiled list I seen, so I picked this one and knew we'd have some stuff to add. So,
Jericho calling out Kenny for Wrestle Kingdom. I mean, you put in the Rock challenge Hogan, you could put that.
Yeah, that literally changed the business with
That was a forbidden door there.
Tony Khan saying, "Okay, let's go." But I to me, still, regardless of anything that we talked about that's missing in this list,
Yes.
Jay Lethal, Ric Flair, Ruoff is still number one.
Yes.
For me, it's not going to be tied.
It's high on there.
Yeah.
High on there for me.
Yeah. Our top 5 would be completely different.
Our whole list would be different.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening and playing along. You have anything to add? Add it in the comments. Any quick tips? Quick hitters?
You want a quick tip, huh?
That's what she said. A couple
the video game
here
one?
looking over the list. I said it looks like we're gonna get Athena versus Thunder Rosa at Supercard of Honor. The men's match was announced, and it's Bandito as champion versus Takeshita. So while that match will absolutely slap, again, what's your reasoning? What's your reasoning?
If nobody can watch an event, does it really happen?
Keith Lee was back in the news this week.
Name
Responded to an individual that tweeted him, and he said, again, I'm quite fine. It's not up to me when it comes to a return, but blessings to you as well. So another person that, for somebody that doesn't bench people, is benched right now.
You had Scorpio Sky a few months ago saying the same thing.
Yep.
Nope. Just he used to be a tag team champion long ago.
He's still missing.
Yeah. I get two other things for me, even though one of these I could use as a wrestling roulette next week, which I might do actually. But I will save the one. The other one, tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. on ROH's YouTube channel, FTR Briscoe's Trilogy. So all 3 matches back to back to back. Arguably, it's definitely the greatest tag team trilogy of all time, and I would put it up there against trilogies in general.
Jason's tuned in for all of it.
You said 9 a.m. Not going to happen. What does 9 a.m. look like on a Sunday? I don't know.
Oh,
I was gonna say you always see 9 a.m. It's
That's on the weekend. The weekday.
one more for your, since you got your What You Gonna Do Brother shirt on, for the brother. The first real American freestyle event. That's the Hogan, Bischoff, whatever.
Why are we covering
dude's
this?
name is.
I just sound like
Saturday, August 30th. Guess how many tickets it has sold so far?
2.
380
sounds like a rap battle
in a 4,000 seat arena. So for Bischoff, who just, buries AEW on the regular for not being able to fill up venues and arenas and everything else, you have less than 400 tickets sold.
We'll give away free tickets.
You guys want to go?
Who's even going to it if they're giving it away?
Steve, the one that you're saving for next week, is that the video game stuff?
No, that's not.
Okay.
But we can bring that up if you want.
Yeah, real quick. The one that I had was they announced the cast, some of the cast for the new Street Fighter movie, and it's saying that Roman Reigns is supposed to be playing Akuma. 50 Cent as Balrog, Jason Momoa as
50 Cent as Balrog.
Yeah. And they said Andrew Kuji, I don't know who that is, as Ryu.
I don't believe it. This sounds like
Jason Momoa as Blanca.
Mm-hmm.
50 Cent.
I don't think you're gonna put this much money into a video game movie.
Who's making it?
I don't know. I'm fine.
As I was telling some of my other friends, if Jean-Claude Van Damme ain't Gal, it's not even worth to make a script.
He ain't even American.
He wasn't American last time, so what's wrong with that?
All right, brother.
And Hulk Hogan is Bison.
CGI Hogan to everybody.
Since I'm wearing the What You Gonna Do, brother shirt, anybody want to add to the HPI this week? The Hogan Power Index. It's just the brother himself.
No.
All right.
I don't think I got anybody for the HPI this week.
I sent over. He's opening up a bar in next to his second home, Madison Square Garden. So
yeah, that you want to talk about just losing money ventures. This American Freestyle Wrestling, and then him opening a $7 million sports bar across from Madison Square Garden. That'll go under faster than WWE New York did.
Yes, it will.
I feel like Donald with the red glasses on today. I'm just throwing out.
The answers. It's the yeet glasses. All right, thank you for tuning in this week's episode.
Chris, you've been quiet all episode. You haven't said shit. Like since you gave that bum ass take, you've been dead silent. What's going on today?
Slept like shit last night, man. I got nothing.
I feel the same way.
Well, next time you got nothing, don't bother coming on the show. How about that?
You, how about that?
How about that?
You want to take off next week? Because
yeah, I might.
Shit again.
Yeah.
It'll be a 2-man booth then.
I was gonna say Steve would be happy to be the only one on for a whole week.
I'll run it by myself. I'll be the flagship bearer. I'll be the quarterback.
Wouldn't be his first time.
The day that happens, you go on the HPI.
I'll get an HPI shirt made and wear it on that episode.
Thank you for tuning in this week's edition of the Dumbmarks Podcast. Find us on all social media platforms at Dumbmarks Pod. Head over to Pro Wrestling Tees, buy some merch. We'll give you a loud shout out on air. Tune in because we're recording our drink of the week this week. Real American beer, hence the brother merch.
It's gonna dump it down the drain. I don't even want to crack it open.
This will be the last time you see all this shit again. It's going back in storage. With that being said, the quote of the week is: "The day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit. Be patient and stay the course."
What fruit you eating? Peaches or papaya?
Oh, man.
Definitely trying to plant a seed.